Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to draw and paint water lilies. So I'm using this simple ball pen. You will get this kind of ball pen with 10 rupees or 15 rupees in the market. So it's a simple ball pen, although I have this needle pen as well, but in today's video I'm not going to use it because I always say you can use ball pen, but I never use it. So for today's video, I'm going to use a normal ball pen, and with the help of pencil, we need to create a basic guideline for ourselves. So let's start with today's video. So I'm going to start with the leaf first, and for the water lilies, we need little bigger and rounder leaves, but this is more like a heart shape but distorted one. And then towards the edge, you can create a dot to create the center part of the leaf, and the center part is not exactly in the center, so that's why we are creating towards one side. And likewise, you can have many leaves. You don't have to be very precise on these things. You can try creating little rounded shape. Sometimes the leaves are overlapped with each other, sometimes you are creating leaves at distance, but basically we are repeating the exactly same thing. So for this particular one, I have created only half part visible for the leaf. So likewise, you can try bigger leaf, smaller leaf, overlapped one, and do until you're satisfied with overall composition. So I'm going to create couple of more leaves, and then I think I'm done for the today's composition. I like to keep so many leaves because if you have seen water lily, that's how it is, right? So you can create something like this throughout. Now I think this much is enough. Now let's think about creating flowers, flower birds, and half bloomed flower as well. So I'm thinking to create one flower here. This could be my main flower, and I'm creating a stem crossing the leaf area, and the lower portion is hidden because of water. And then maybe this one we can have for flower bird, could be closed bird or could be little bit open bird. So those kind of combination you can keep in this particular step. So these are the three stems that I have created. For few we are not going to create a stem, and this one is the flower bird. So I'm creating something like this at the tip, and I'm keeping it as is, not doing much in this particular step because anyways we are going to trace everything with the help of pen, and we're also going to do extra shading and detailing. Now for this one, I'm able to see a little bit of petals into it, so this is different kind of flower bird. Now for the flower, you can create an oval shape like this, and then you can start creating little pointed petals. Now you can have different perspective of water lily. I'm keeping the simple one, and if you really want to learn how we can draw water lilies step by step, I have already created a separate video wherein I have shown everything about water lily, how you can draw different perspective of water lily step by step. So you can definitely go through that video and learn. I can give you a link into my description section. So I have filled the upper section with multiple petals, as you can see. Now in the downward section towards the outward side, left and right, you can create few more petals, and that's how we are going to complete the first water lily. This one is little bushier. I have kept little bushier, but you can keep little lesser petals as well. But I think it is pretty simple to draw if you do something like this. Now let's create one more flower here. For this one, we are not creating a stem. You can think of this flower is half hidden because of the leaf, and then you can create pointed petals like this, and lower petals is not needed because those part are hidden because of the leaf area. You can assume something like that. Now maybe one flower bud here, and likewise you can have multiple elements into this, but I think for now this much is enough. You can rub the unwanted pencil mark, but make sure you're able to see it so that you can trace everything with the help of pen. Now for today's video, I'm using normal blue ball pen. You can use black pen as well, and if you have a needle pen, that is best. But these things we can definitely do with the help of normal ball pen also. and that too with the blue pen, which is most common in the households. So let's trace everything quickly with the help of pen. So in this particular step, I am only tracing every element. I'm not doing anything fancy here. Plus, I just want to remind you one thing in this particular step, which is very, very important to learn. So if you are using ball pen, make sure you are not spreading the color, because this gets easily spread. So make sure you are tracing everything very carefully. So do not spread, and let it dry completely and then move into the next step. Otherwise you will spread the ink. So better let it dry and then move into the next step. In the needle pen, these kind of things does not happen, so you don't have to worry about these things. But when you are using a simple ball pen, this might be a little difficult, so you need to be a little careful about these things. So let me trace everything quickly, and then we are going to move into the next step. Remember, you have to do these things in your speed. Do not match my speed, because sometimes I show these things in a little bit speed way to save my time. So don't think I'm doing it with too much speed and it is easier for me to do such things. You can also do it. So take all your time to do and complete this particular step. And once done with this particular tracing part, we are going to move into the next step. Now we are done with the basic tracing. Now one thing I like to do is having little folds around the leaf area. So for that you just need to create a triangle kind of pattern around the edge of the leaf, and you can do it for multiple leaves as well. So if you have seen water lily, we see these kind of folds into the leaf area. So that is the easiest way to add folds into the leaf pattern. You can do the same thing for the flower petals as well. So something like this you can do for the couple of leaves that you have. Now let's do the extra shading and detailing. So for the folded pattern that we have around the leaf area, I'm doing some cross hatching. So cross hatching means creating parallel line and then cross line to get little extra shading. I want to keep little darker shade for the folded pattern, so I'm creating cross hatching around those area that we have. So you can do some cross hatching for the folded pattern that you have, and you can do it in any direction, like you can create lines in any direction. Now for the flower buds, you can create couple of lines like this from tip towards the bottom, or maybe from bottom towards the tip, to get little extra shading around the flower bud. And we have flower petals, and for this one I am doing very soft shading from the tip of the leaf towards the bottom, so that we can get little darker color around the tip of the petals that we have, and little lighter color towards the center. Now you can do these kind of things in a little different way as well. There are multiple ways to do something like this, but to start with, I think this is the simplest way to do, and you have to do it with very soft hand. So we don't need to create lines here. We are creating soft shading around the tip of the flower petals that we have, and we are going towards the downward direction to get a little darker shade around the tip. We are going to use watercolor, but trust me, when you do these kind of things with the help of pen itself, it is easier for you to control over your watercolor, and then you can do these kind of things pretty easily. Now for the leaf area, with the help of soft hand itself, I am creating tree branch kind of shape. So you can create multiple lines, then sublines, then more sublines around that, exactly like a tree branch. So you can do this for all the leaves that you have. So these are the lines that we usually see into the leaf area, pretty prominent and pretty much visible. So we need to create these lines with soft hands. Now for the stem area, you can do some cross hatching again to make it little darker. So I'm doing some cross hatching around the stem area, and that's all we needed as of now. I'm adding little bit of lines or dotted line around the leaf area to make it look like these are water. Now we are pretty much done with the pen. Now let's do the watercoloring. and that's where we can see everything very clearly, and you will understand how easy it is to paint once you are done everything with the help of pen. And this technique is called line and wash technique, wherein you do everything with the help of pen and then you put a little bit of watercolor around it to beautify. So the structure is absolutely defined, as you can see, right? So I'm going around the leaf area and creating those area with the help of green color. Everything is defined, so you don't need to think much. You just simply paint those area with the help of lighter green color. I'm using sap green. I have mixed little bit of cobalt blue into my lemon yellow to make something like this. And you can also see I have little bit of negative space around the leaf area, so that is something you can keep. I think it is better to keep those negative space. Now make some darker green color with similar pattern. You can have more blue to make it darker green, and around the folded pattern you can have little darker color so that you can see those folds clearly. You can do just opposite of what we are doing here. You can keep the darker color for the leaf and lighter color for the folded pattern, but I am doing something like this. And towards the overlapping area also you can highlight those area with some little darker color. So for the folded pattern you can add darker color, and for the overlapping area you can add darker color. Now do the same thing for the stem area. Now see, these things are pretty simple, as you can see, right? It is very simple to paint because everything is defined. So if you are new to the watercolor, definitely you can go with something like this, and this process is known as line and wash. Now with the help of blue color, you can mix little bit of green into your blue, and you can just go around in between the leaf area to make it look like these are the water. And then with the help of either pink color or purple color or whatever color you like to see for your water lilies, you can use that color to paint petals. Now let's use purple color for the flowers. So we just need to put color, nothing else, because structure is already defined, as you can see, and that's the beauty. So if you are a beginner, you can definitely try something like this to start with, and you will eventually get to know about the how much water you needed into your watercolor and those kind of things, and you will eventually learn about watercolor techniques. So that's all for today's video. We are done with today's video. This is the last step that we are doing, adding color into the flower area, and hope this video is useful for you guys and easy and simple to follow. Please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.